Hi, everybody. It's so bright. Too bright. Boy. I feel like this is not right. Too bright. Okay. So I'm going live kind of last minute. Sort of works. Adela, hi, Nikki. What's up? I can't get the lighting on this thing. How are you? I miss you too. Hi, Angelique. How's my student doing? So, I mean, that sounds bad, but how's my medium? It's rough, to be honest, but I think, oh no, rough. No. Why has it been rough? Why is this lighting so bad? What's been going on? Work stuff is rough. I've been freaking because I've had to trying to find permanent work, freelancing. Oh, you've been freelancing. Not freaking. Oh, you've been freelancing, but it sounds like you've been freaking out too. Yes. Hi, Angelique. So what happened? Have you been doing readings? Or no? You're 100% right about that interview I asked you about. Why? What happened? I forgot. I forgot what I said. What happened? Why am I yelling? You can hear me. Does the lighting look awful? It's a little better. I've been doing readings here and there, but my freelance jobs have been keeping me so busy. Okay. That's understandable. That's understandable. It's hard to kind of do things when you're feeling unsure. You said they were unsure of what they wanted. I got the job. They originally said 40 hours a week for 6 months. Now they're saying part-time for the next quarter. They don't know what they need. Oh, okay. Well, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. How's every I'm not feeling connected to my site right now, but I'm so bogged down with life shit. Yeah, this is when you want to try and use it, but this is when it's challenging to use it. I feel so uncomfortable right now. I hate lighting. I hate this shirt. I'm just going to say it right here on, why is this shirt all crooked? Everything's like off. I think it's because the camera always it shows me the opposite of how I am. So it's very confusing. Yeah, I feel like it's time for me to practice that. Yes. This is when you use it when things are shitty, to be honest. Not when things are great. You know, obviously it's when you need it the most is when things are shitty. Let's see. I got you, Catherine. I love your new podcast. It's been making me so happy. You do? Did you hear this week's? I was dying. Hi, Dylan. I'm trying to get a new place in New York. Well, give me a second, Catherine. Give me a second. I just got on. I'm gonna put you on the list. It's nostalgic, yes. I need to rewrite a review. Yes, write a review. We need it. Just hold on, Catherine. I got you, but let me just put you on the list, okay? Because I just sat down, girl. Okay, hold on. Sure. Okay, my bad. I keep missing you, so I was excited. You gotta give a girl a chance to get, her butt settled into the chair. You need to write a review. Yes. She's talking about I have a new podcast called When Starbucks Was Fun. It's with my friend Jeff. He was on my podcast on my podcast, A House Medium, where we talked about the first time I ever read anyone was in a Starbucks. And we do a lot of funny stuff. This week's episode, I was dying. I was just dying laughing because I did all these, like, I did the funniest sound effect on him. I hope if you can go check out yesterday, just today, just posted today. I think you'll think it's funny. It's a little break from my mediumship, but the funny thing is he was making fun of, uh, he was making fun of poltergeist, funny enough, and he didn't even realize he was making fun of the medium on there. He's so funny. I love him. I just kind of push just push buttons and let him go, and we have good banter. I think you guys will enjoy it. And we have a YouTube channel. So yes, I'm doing readings today. It's been a while. I wanted to make some other announcements. On my Patreon, I started a new tier where I'm going to put classes on there because I've been finding you're so funny together. Thank you. I think we are. This is how it was working in Starbucks back in that time. This is how exactly it was. I'd be just dying laughing while we were making drinks. This is why we got so popular in that store. We opened the fifth store in LA. And the reason why we got so popular was because we were like that all the time, like doing like a show. Wait till you see us have someone named Alex on. He's a character. But anyway, so I have some announcements. Yes, I'm doing some readings today. It's 20 for a medium, 10 for I forgot what I put. What did I put? Well, you guys tell me what I put. Anyway, no, 15 for an intuitive. Sorry. And 20 for a medium. Also, I on my Patreon, I started a new tier. and it's called Sacred Scholar. And on this tier, you'll be able to have access to classes that I'm going to be posting. So I've putting like little classes that are like 20 to 30 minutes tops, where you can download the video. And I tried to do it any other way, and the only way to do it is on my Patreon. It makes the most sense. So now the classes are going to be up and available on my Patreon. If you have a membership already, you just upgrade to it. It's only $5 more. So it'll be at the $10 tier, and it will come with all the speed readings, the videos, the daily energy climates, and now the classes that I'll post once a month. So that's my announcement and my podcast. That Nikki, I'm so glad you like it. I'm so glad. If you haven't checked it out, if you want to laugh, you just want to laugh and just hear like funny bits and kind of jog down 90s, memorabilia nostalgia lane, then When Starbucks Was Fun is for you. So anyway, let's get to Catherine's question. And you guys kind of talk to me as I do things. Hi, Dale. I'm trying to get a new place in New York. Will the one I want work out? Well, can you give me a little more context, Catherine? Lisa, I got you, Lisa. Um, Oh no, sorry. That was someone going on my Patreon. I got confused. I'm applying to several different apartments. They go really quick, and I want one in particular. I just hope I get it. Hi Susan. Hi Susan. Okay, so you already applied for one and you're hoping you get it. Is that what you're saying? Okay. So you want me to see if this is the one you would get? Yes. Okay. I like your quick draw, your quick typing. Okay, let me take a look. Okay, Catherine. So the one that you want, it does look like there's a lot of red tape in it. It looks very difficult for most people to get, meaning like they do kind of make you jump through a lot of hoops, it looks like. That's my only concern for you. It just seems like they do make it somewhat difficult. Um, yeah, yeah, it's a totally, I know it's a totally hoop silly city. I'm a That I know, but this particular looks like they're not I don't want to say yes or no, but I can tell you that I wouldn't just count on this particular place. The reason is it looks like they kind of go with, I want to say it's almost like picky about the people. Like it's not just about if you have the credit, you have the money. It's almost like they go on who they want in there, and what type of person they want. So, yeah, I don't see 100%. I'm sorry, Catherine. I don't want to give you the bad news, but I feel like something about your lifestyle to them is a little more risky or a little more tricky. Hi, Tammy. Dale, a long time no see. When's the last time we saw each other? Remind me. So, do you know what I mean, Catherine? Yep, you're rats. I kind of figured that, but what you were saying is making sense. I don't have established income and I live off savings. Yeah, that's what I saw. Hi, Eric. Hello from God. Why am I not? Oh, duh. Okay, I'm just my brain's freezing. Sorry, Eric. So even with my son being a what is that, janitor? What are you saying? What's it? Why can't I read today? They're kind of like, meh, we don't know if we like you. Periscope days. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't remember. Sorry, Tammy, no offense, but I read and see thousands of people's, but thanks for reminding me he's guaranteeing that I will pay. Oh, yeah. No. Almost like a cosigner. I don't see it. Yeah, I feel like they're kind of like this is too risky. This is too yeah, I'm sorry, Catherine. I have to be honest with you. You know me. I'm going to tell you like it is whether it's pop makes, whether they're very picky. Yeah, I see them kind of like it's like X X X like these are not the type of people we they want somebody very established. Thank you. Yes, I know. That's why I love you. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I feel like they're kind of like, unless you kind of have like a certain kind of income and certain zeros behind your name, they won't do it. You're too high risk. I feel like you're better off going into kind of a more, uh, I want to say like more humble, like more down to earth people, which is really tricky to get in New York. I've lived in New York, but you can. So yeah, so sorry, Catherine. Yeah, this place you want, they're looking for a whole nother type of person. Okay, awesome. All good. I'll find something. Yeah, you'll find something. I feel like you got to look some more salt of the earth people. Does that make sense? More salt of the earth people. These people don't feel like that to me. All right, how's everybody doing? I made some announcements about my Patreon. If you saw, I added a tier where I'm going to put classes now. Once a month, you'll get a class. It's the easiest way. I posted classes on my website and people were trying to buy it and they weren't getting the link, and it was like really horrible and a pain. Hi, Dale. It's Christina from Rabbit Hole Wellness. Christina from Rabbit Hole Wellness. Did I meet you there? So excited about the new tier. I'll use it for sure. Awesome, Susan. Did I do a reading for you there? Um, so yeah, so you're gonna with the new tier, it's just $5. Yes, you did a reading for me last few months. Okay, cool. I'm sorry, I don't be offended, everyone. It's just I meet hundreds and hundreds of people over the years, and my mind can't and do readings like every day, so my mind just doesn't hold names very well because of that. But if I appreciate you saying hi. And shout out to Rabbit Hole Wellness. Speaking of Autumn, who is um, one of the owners of there in Utah, where I went and did readings in Utah, she's going to be on my podcast this week. I think you guys are going to really like it. It's going to be a little different, where she's going to tell a story. She has a story to tell, but we're going to also talk a lot of other things. Yeah, it's going to be a cool one. And we'll have a little special announcement about something we have coming up together. Okay, so yeah, so with the tier, all you do is you upgrade from um the regular membership. It's just $5 more, and you get a class each month. And I'm going to make the classes so easy for you to understand, like part 1, part 2, because I've had people go like, oh, can I do psychic development if I haven't done something? Like, okay, well, if it's part 1, it will be easy. You can then go to part 2, and also they're available for you there from whenever you want it. Watch them on your own time. I think it's going to make it so much easier for people. And then I am going to plan on doing some virtual like workshops that will just be, people, maybe if we want to all get together in real time on a Zoom, I'll post something like that. But now that life is so busy and everyone's like running around with their heads cut, chickens like their heads cut off. They're like chickens with their that sounds terrible. Then I feel like this is the easiest place. So my Patreon's becoming, and what I like about putting the videos classes on my Patreon is you all can talk to each other and communicate with each other about subjects, and you can ask me questions. So it makes it like so much easier. So anyway, hi everybody. So I'm excited to see everybody. Um, what's happening? What's going on? It's summertime. The sun finally came out in LA. It only took forever. And it's like it's out, but it's not crazy yet. It's not crazy hot. But, this is what's happening. And I'm doing some readings today for people that I posted. Last day of teaching next week? You're still in school. Oh my goodness. Really? Like, that's like when do you guys go back to school? If you are in school till now, when do you go back to school? Like, we start after Labor Day? What day is Labor Day? I don't really know. Because that seems like a short summer. So, how's everybody else doing? Anyone else talking to me? And did anybody hear the House Medium podcast? I really liked this last one. It was really kind of twisty. It was a little different. It was a little like a play on telekinesis ESP, which I thought was awesome and interesting and different. So yeah, so those are the things I've been up to. I've just been kind of um doing all these things. That was great, very surprising. Yeah. Yeah, it is possible. You can have these thoughts and you can push them outside of you, almost like people like hear you. I thought that was cool and different. But yeah, it's been feeling like I haven't felt like it was summer starting to, but the weather is, a little weird out here in California. Um, but I've been just kind of juggling all these things, doing all these things, the classes, the different podcasts I'm doing, my YouTube channel, which I have to post, 3 new winners on my YouTube channel, just trying to keep up with everything. It's been a lot of things. It's been a lot of things. But yeah, my mentorships, I really been enjoying my mentorships. People have been taking mentorships with me where I help people either if they're trying to change something in their life. Is the new tier available now? Yeah, the new tier is available. You have a lot of pots spinning. I do, Catherine. A lot of plates. See, I have so many plates spinning. I forgot they were called plates, not pots. I have a lot of pots on the stove too. But, I discovered something about me, and this is what you got to know about yourself. You have to know how you tick and who you are and what is your true self. And for me, I love having a lot of different pots on the stove. I don't like it when it's one thing and I'm just kind of doing that and going in and out. I like having a bunch of things going at once. It's one of my favorite things to do. I mean, I do better with that. You know how some people do better under pressure? I wouldn't say I do better under pressure. You know how some people are like they have to plan every detail and that's how they work and they're very oriented. Everybody has a different way. And for me, having a bunch of things going at once is what I like to do. Which is funny because I don't know if Nikki's still in here, but when we're doing the podcast when Starbucks was fun, I was really good on the bar and making those drinks because I can do all these things at once and being aware of it, and you had to balance all these things. So you always got to know like who you are and how you tick and how you manage the world in order to you got to know that about yourself so that you can do it in that way. Know your true self. I had the funniest story, and I'm going to tell it on the when Starbucks was fun. I went to C's Candy and I got some lollipops because it's a way of stopping me from wanting to eat every chocolate piece ever in that store. And the lady just immediately just starts talking to her friend about going to Starbucks and the Starbucks app. And I was like, what is happening? I've been in that C's a million times and I've never seen this lady for one. I'm here, I'm listening and working and speaking of pots. Okay. And I've never seen this lady, I've never seen her before. And she just is like, yeah, it's Appy, what'd she say? Appy Day instead of Happy Days. And I was like, wow, Starbucks, you're really outdated, which you're going to hear, I'm going to talk about on our podcast. But I was like, "How weird that this is happening." And I was telling her that we have this podcast, and I was giving her tips from working there because we opened the fifth store in LA, and we worked there when there was like basic drinks and stuff. Anyway, and as I'm telling her, I'm like, "These are the tips and tricks that you can get like cheaper like drinks and stuff, and hack the system." Um, this man just walks in, and he's like, "I'm on a mission." I'm testing Bordeaux chocolates. And she's like, okay. And she just gives him one. And it was really weird because that was something my mom used to say whenever she was like, I'm determined to like make something happen for someone or for me. I have a lot of issues with her, but that was something she was very good at. And then he left. He got the chocolate and left. And I was like, I got you, Christine. And I was like, okay, that's like literally her talking. Like this Starbucks thing came up. I'm doing something a little bit different, a little bit new. Um, I'm, stepping a little bit outside of just the psychic work and stuff I do, kind of doing having a good rapport with a friend and things are clicking and then this lady's talking about this and it kind of felt like my mom was like, I'm on a mission to get you doing things. Anyway, that's how signs work. And that's what people don't realize. It can be very subtle like that. Like someone just walked in there, but I heard him, paid attention, noted, okay, okay. Because I wasn't going to stop by the C's. And this was something she always said. Let me tell you, this is another long story you guys don't want to hear right now. But that saying got me into trouble when I was first opening my gifts and being open to this path. This lady came in and said that, like, I'm on a mission, and kind of got me, to go to New York because I wanted to go to New York. Speaking of New York, Catherine, and that's another story because when I look back, I think I could have been being trafficked, actually. If I didn't have my wits about me, it could have gone a lot worse for me. But anyway, and so that's another story for my book. Yeah, that's a story for my book. But anyway, yeah, it's when I look back, I realize that's what was happening. Anyway, and it was a Belgian diplomat. I was 19, he was 36. So yeah, but I had my wits about me. I was aware, I was intuitive, I used my intuition. I just knew what was happening. I was like, this person thinks I'm not aware, but I'm aware. and I was safe because of that. But yeah, it could have gone a lot worse. That's when I was in the modeling world, and when you are in the modeling world, trust me, nothing. I think a lot of things are trying to change in the acting world, but models are not safe. So, story for another time. But she said that saying, and that's what made me pay attention to her. And it was weird. And that's a whole story. Her name was Nancy. She was a witch, it turned out. And it's weird because when I saw The Craft, it's very similar to my that story. And this happened before The Craft came out. So interesting times. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that one. Okay, Christine. I'm just looking at Catherine's like, oh my God. Catherine, you know how New York is? It's some shit. Like, luckily I had my wits about me. That's all I have to say. Okay. So, Christine, um, Christine, you're getting a medium reading. Just like, is this a weird second way? Look at what I got at C's though, everyone. C's chocolate beans by Pete's Coffee, which, by the way, is great coffee. I think better for sure than Starbucks. Don't say it. I still want sponsorships, Starbucks. Yes, I know. I couldn't have done New York when I was young and I had no wits. Yeah, exactly. Luckily, I had a sense. Like really did. I had street smarts. Coming from LA, I had a lot more street smarts. Matter of fact, the agency that I was with, the modeling agency, they were asking me to help the other girls because they were like, can you please help them? They're from like small towns. They don't know this town at all. And you're from LA. One thing you can probably verify this, Catherine. If you're from LA and you go to New York, people will respect it. They may not like LA people per se, but they'll respect shit. New Yorkers are hard on people who are from small towns and stuff. Okay. You had a medium reading with me and Sandy, and we brought my mother. She impression to you about April. What about April? And I got a job offer April 1st. Then I was let go 6, 7 weeks later. Okay. Yeah, it's nothing you can control. Well, at least she told you about the job and you had the job for a while. You have some cred. Um, so you're looking for another job. Okay. So you want me to tell you about you're Kristen, right? You want me to tell you about helping you look for another job? What type of job are you looking for? You donated for a reading, right, Kristen? I think, am I right? Yes, it was in government. Okay. So do you want to look for another job in government? Okay. You want to look for another job in government. Okay. I'll take a look. Okay. Likely, but I'm open to other things. I'm 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 filling in the blanks. Likely, but you're open to other things. Okay. Okay, we're going to take a look. And yes, thank you, Catherine. I do think like living in New York, definitely know that they're nicer to people who come from bigger cities. It's just the way it is. That's just the New Yorkers here. I'm looking for my crystal. Here we go. Okay. Let me take a look, okay, Kristen? Hold on. I kind of feel like I see like a fork in the road, almost like you're supposed to go maybe another direction. Like it kind of looks like going the best way I could say is like going to the right. It's not literally, but it feels like the direction you've been going, which means that you may need to go maybe find something new, if that makes sense, like a new in a new profession. Like when I saw the whole government thing, the vision I got is and heard is like, oh, it's locked up. It's locked up. Like time to like change directions, to shift, things around. So it didn't feel like you were supposed I don't see you going down the same road. It looked like you veering towards the right. What else are you looking to do? Because it feels this way. Like if I feel it here, and that's what I see and hear, that she has to go in another direction. Like it's time. So what else were you I heard you say you're open. So what are you open? Not heard you. I read. I got hair in my face. Get out. What else are you open to? Because I feel like the other problem is that this was good. This gave you money. This gave you support, but this isn't something you feel love, that you feel fulfilled. Like it doesn't feel like something you want to be doing. So it doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? You still there, Kristen? I'm going to take some. I went to college for government related jobs. Okay. So it doesn't mean you can't do something else. I'm not going to chew in your guys' ear. Just because you went to school for it doesn't mean, what are you passionate about? I'm covering my mouth because I hate watching people eat. However, noticing a theme in that twice I was let go for nothing. Right. So I'm saying I feel like it's time to move in another direction. So, what type of thing are you passionate about? I'm just trying to get you to answer that real quick. My feeling is that it's time to start looking in another direction. I feel like you really have a connection with people and kind of doing things for people. But I feel like instead of working for government, it's time to look in more of a direction of working for like a corporation or a business in a subject matter you're passionate about. That's why I keep trying to ask you, what are you passionate about? Because it doesn't feel like this is the direction. Yeah, I can see that integrity and government leadership accountability. That feels good. Because I could even see you doing that like in corporations, honestly. I feel like it's time to move in a direction that you can actually grow with, because I think the problem with these jobs, and this is why I feel like it keeps happening, like something's trying to push you and nudge you, is that you can't grow with it. So I would say to you that it's time to look outside the box and start looking at something you weren't looking at before in a different area, for like a business or a corporation, or even like just a business that's like a conscious thinking business. It's time to veer into a new direction. Okay. So that's what I could see for you in this like quick speed reading. I hope I just ate one of these. Does anybody eat chocolate covered espressos? And nobody gives me any suggestions for coffee, but I am going to cover in the next podcast of the House Medium in the Medium Brew Cafe, I found some new news in the coffee world that I'm excited to talk about. And now that I have the podcast, When Starbucks Was Fun, maybe you understand my obsession with coffee now. Just saying. I wish I could play music, but YouTube is mean and they would take this down in 2 seconds. They won't let me play music. Um, but yeah, sometimes, so everyone knows, so we can all learn from Christine, when when it's time to like, when something keeps happening, like it keeps like fumbling and not going the right direction. I don't know where to start, but I have plenty of material to describe my skills and values. Yeah, just start looking online and look outside the box and just look at areas that you wouldn't have looked. Be open to new opportunities, like new, like in areas you wouldn't have normally looked. Whenever, like, this is what I was going to say. If you ever find yourself where things are just not clicking, things like keep happening where something just keeps not working, sometimes it is the universe kind of pushing your little tuchus and along and saying it's time to make some changes. Nikki. And it's telling you that maybe there's time that you're supposed to like make some changes and trust it and go in new directions. You don't, sometimes the things you've been used to and you always count on and you're afraid to make those changes, um will, it's hard to like let go of the things that you're used to. I recently joined a church and have been feeling a nudge towards homeless outreach similar. Yeah, but I also would look at some organizations um that can actually, that have a good budget, pay well. But yeah, so that's to wrap it up because this little quickie reading, um, that's the direction I would go. You're heading the right path now. I see. But this is what happens when things are kind of like not connecting for you and they're not lining up and you don't know why, and you're like, it's like trying to climb this wall and you keep like sliding down the wall and you're like frustrated and you're like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I can't climb this wall. It usually is because something is telling you time to like move in a new direction. And that is why. So that's what's happening. You welcome. Time for change. I've been seeing this a lot in my readings, in the past few readings, that everybody's being pushed to change and everyone is not liking it. So I've been noticing that in my readings. I've been having a lot of people kind of getting pushed to change, to shifting in a new direction. And a lot of people have been really kind of pissed off about it, annoyed about it, because it's really hard whenever you're going through a change, whenever you're being pushed to change, it's not comfortable. I think people think change is going to feel good and be comfortable. Ah, change is so hard. I know, but it's so good for you. And people, I feel like people think that, oh, I'll make these changes when it feels good, or though they're willing to like make those steps when it's comfortable. But that's not how change works. Change is always going to feel very uncomfortable and you're going to fight it tooth and nail. And that is how real change is. And I think people don't understand that and they get really pissed off about it and they're like, okay, it should feel more comfortable than this. It's scary, especially at your retirement security. The thing is that retirement isn't really a thing anymore. Hi, Adela. Hi, everyone. I mean, don't even think about that because it doesn't seem like a part of life. Also, honestly, keeping yourself busy makes you live longer, to be honest. At least for me, I would have to do something but I hear what you're saying. I feel like people get these ideas in their heads of this is how things are supposed to be. And you have to be willing to like be flexible and realize it and roll with what the way things are happening. I think people have this idea like you're supposed to get married, then you have kids, and this is supposed to happen. Then you're like reach a certain age and you don't work anymore. And that's what's supposed to happen. But I think that if you're doing something that, you kind of move towards your passion, you won't feel that way. Because, I know lots of people 20, 30 years older than me that kind of like um, doing something that they enjoy and get paid for it because it's more their passion and keeps their brain and everything else active. And plus, in the world today, that's not really a thing like it used to be. Hello, Victoria. Welcome. And we're just chit-chatting. I'm doing a few readings and I'm just, talking at people, talking about things. And talking about things that have been going on, things I've been doing. I can't imagine you retiring, you'd be doing something. I know. I know. Oh, thanks, Victoria. If for the future, if you could use here's the thing, I'll probably like people when they do super chat, I don't see this money because I don't do my videos don't make enough money. So it might be like a year before I even see this. I think I have stuff in super chat from a year from like 9 months ago. So from now on, if you could just do it in my PayPal or my Venmo or my Cash App, because I don't see this money. No, it's totally fine. It's just seriously, like my videos are they don't really monetize very much. Okay, Victoria, you wanted a reading? It's all good. Who would you want to speak to? You're the best you're the internet's best secret. What? I kind of like it being a secret. You could do a medium reading to get my mom. Okay, have we talked to your mom before? And by the way, I'm going to throw this out there if anyone has any information. So, started these incense wands and I love these incense wands, but I don't love the material and I don't feel like people really like the material either. So, I'm looking for a new material. Resin would be way expensive, but I think wood. If you know anybody who does these in kind of bulk, hit me up. That's my next project is to get a better material, not having to get them from across the world and have to pay so much for them and then I have to charge so much for them. No, we have it. Okay. And that's why I've kind of chilled on talking about the incense wands. Okay. So just to remind you, Victoria, I'm going to tell you how she passed. And to start and then get some confirmations and things like this, okay? The first thing I hear from her is that she's very happy where she is right now. She's giving me a lot of pressure in my head and saying something about her head and the headache that she got and the pressure she got that started to really cause severe problems for her. But she is saying that, when she passed, this was like such a relief. She's saying it was difficult to let go, to fully let go of her family and everyone else, but her body, it's like she had this torn feeling. She hated what her body was becoming. she like hated it. She felt like it was deteriorating and she couldn't do what she wanted. She says some people just kind of give in to that, and I couldn't. If I couldn't be all of me, I didn't want to be here. And just so you remember as I'm reading, you can just talk back to me. That would be great. Um, so yeah, so she's saying that for her, this is why she felt okay about letting everything go. Yes, it's exactly like her. She says that she's really s- she was very stressed and nervous about and scared about what lied beyond the walls of this world, and she says she loves it here because there's immediately, she said, all the anxiety we carry, all the stress, all that, like, she says all the feeling of loneliness and the self-doubt and all of that harsh energy goes away and kind of disappears, and she was able to feel free and to feel open and to feel love, and she had a very hard time getting loved in her life. She's talking about when she was a kid. She says don't take this about you, but she's saying like growing up, she didn't feel like she had the love and support she needed. So becoming a mom, I immediately feel like the biggest joy. That's the best way I could describe it. Yes, she had a rough family. Yeah. So she says that like becoming a mom, she had felt like the greatest joy she has felt ever, because she said she finally got that feeling. Hi, Luna. She kind of finally knew what it's like to feel loved and to give love. So she wants you to know that. Thank you for giving that to her. Um, she says to her, her family was, well, I'll tell you, and she doesn't want to get into all of it here, by the way, but she says dogs have been treated better. So she was so excited to finally give that. She says to remember her in this month, the end of June, going into July. And she gave me a pain in my head and going down my back. So I don't know if that makes sense to you. But she says to remember her the end of June going into July. She says she will be a part of the plans that are being made. Something about that. So I'm not sure what you have planned. Do you know is there something going on the end of June going into July you can validate for me? Yay or nay? Probably a nay. No, I mean, yay or nay? I'm not sure, but my cat is dying. Oh. Oh. Okay. You know what's weird, Victoria? I literally saw a license plate that said cat something earlier today, and I was like, I wonder if that's a sign. Maybe that was for you, even though that could seem like a stretch. But it just popped into my head. Now I wish I knew what the license plate said. Anyway, I feel like she might be talking about that. I'm so sorry to hear that. So yeah. So there you go. Yeah, she wanted to like really make sure you knew her love for you. And I would keep her with me the whole month. Okay. Luna, you could get a reading. The donations, though, please, if you could do them in my link tree on the apps in there and not in super chat. And I will keep her with me the whole month. Okay. Yeah. Oh, kitties. That's hard. Um, the good thing about animals, when they passed, they gave my cat about 2 weeks. Okay. So that would be about towards the end of June, going towards the end of June. Not exactly, but close. Yeah, the thing about animals that I think are really interesting is animals will like stick around for as long as you need them. So what you might want to do, Victoria, is talk to your cat and actually have conversation like you would if they were a person, and say, I understand that you're in this pain and I know you may need to go, um, but if you could just stick around a little bit longer, they will fight for as long as they can for you. But then you talk to them like, I don't need you to fully stick around for me, you know what I mean? It's okay, you don't have to. And it's just kind of amazing because they will understand and help with that, if that makes sense. Okay. Oh, do I have like a pay link? I don't. I just have those links. I just have the links in my link tree for the app. Um, so I'm sorry, that's all I have. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so do go ahead. I know like my cat, when she passed, I feel like she passed down like some information to my next cat. It's my husband's I'm worried about with the crossing over. My cat saved him during his depression and got us back. They'll bring another animal to you. Animals are really good about bringing another animal. They'll bring like a different, like they'll go, here's someone I picked out for you, and this someone will help you. Like that's what I was going to say. My cat, when she passed, I had discussions with her. I knew she was gonna pass. I kept feeling when she was gonna pass. I knew when it was gonna happen. And I know she helped me find my next cat. And I know she's kind of told her things to do to be like her. That's kind of what they do, like do these things. They can see each other. So don't worry. Your cat will find another cat for you to help him. They're really, really good like that because they see themselves as guardians. They don't need us, they think we need them. So they help try to get the help that you need, if that makes sense. I think he brought a kitten. His doctor is offered. Yeah, they do. I think he has brought a kitten. His doctor offered her up. She's a bottle feeding and will be ready around the time he passes. Yeah, they do that because they see themselves as like guard. They're like, I'm helping you. I'm helping you in this world. I know you need my help. I don't need your help, so I'll find you someone that can help you. And then they don't have any problem with it. They're not emotional. They're not emotional about dying as we are. They recognize that it's normal, natural state of life, the cycle of life, and so they're very at peace about it. So to them, it's like, yeah, this body's not working. I gotta go. You need some more help. I'll bring you in another person. But yeah. Well, I'm going to wrap it up, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to check out all the things I'm doing on my Patreon, which I just added a new tier on my Patreon. If you're on my Patreon, I should say. I added a new tier for classes. So I'm going to be posting classes on there now, videos once a month. So it's $5 upgrade and you'll have access to a class every month. You'll have a new class that you can like look out, download. You don't even have to download it because it'll just be sitting there waiting for you. And you could just click through the library and go like, oh, part 1, part 2, this one I want to do, this one I don't want to do. And that's going to be a new thing. Don't forget to check out my podcast, The House Medium, and send in your emails. Send in your emails. Thank you, Della. Going to catch up on your podcast while I'll be back while I pack. Okay. Send in your emails to the house medium at Gmail. You can also check out if you just want to listen and laugh and just kind of reminisce about the 90s when Starbucks was fun. And of course, I, post everything on my Instagram and all of that. If you missed Michael McMillan's episode, go check out Michael McMillan. You can find my podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Apple, Spotify, wherever, Google Play. They're on all of them. And when Starbucks was fun, we have a YouTube channel you can watch us on. Oh, Adele, I sent a donation for intuitive reading, but it's all right. I hope you have a good night. You did? I didn't get it. Did you? Oh, you did. Okay, yeah, it just came in. Do you mind if I get you next time, Aquamarine? I'll put you on for next time. You cool with that? I'm going to even put you on a brand new page. Brand new page. Oh, it's Sarah Jean. I got it. I'm going to do Sarah Jean. Sarah Jean. That's why it makes me feel like saying Sarah Jean. Is it like that? I'm going to put AKA Aquamarine. I have you. Saji, she's like, I can tell she doesn't like it. She doesn't like it. I have you here. Right here. You're at the top. Ode. Boom. Yes, that's me for sure. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, so you will be at the top of the list for next time. I do come on here once a week. I missed last week, but I'll definitely be coming on here again. So don't worry. I'm usually kind of just posting as I go on because it's just easier for people to keep track. Or I post it on my Patreon as well on my Instagram. But yes, check out all my things. The podcast you can catch up on, and if you want to watch the Where Starbucks Was Fun podcast, that one's on YouTube. But anyway, thank you all so much. Have a great night. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I'll see you soon. Follow yourself, follow no one. See you soon.